24/7. 24/7.
Bold Moves Radio.
Bold Moves Radio.
Afrika nakupenda sana. Oh, Afrika nakupenda sana.
You are listening to Bold Moves Radio. The show is Prudent Woman with myself. I am Rhulani Baloyi. I am your host. We come to you every Sunday from 4 o'clock up until 5 o'clock. Thank you so much for joining us, and we trust that you're going to enjoy this conversation that we are having this afternoon. Those of you who are watching us on our YouTube channel, thank you for joining. You are welcome, and be part of the conversation by putting down your comments, your questions on the comments section. If you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and click the subscribe button. You will be able to be notified of any of our shows that we're having on Bold Moves Radio TV. Thank you for joining us. And all of you listening to us via the Bold Moves Radio link, thank you. You can be part of this conversation by sending through your questions, your comments on WhatsApp to the number 081 358 8745. The number is 081 358 8745. This cannot be a conversation unless you join us and you be part of this conversation. We'd like to hear from you on what you think about the topic that we'll be talking about this afternoon. So I invite you, join us. We want to have a conversation. And we are excited this afternoon because the conversation we're having, it's one that is very important. Just like last week, we brought to you a conversation about hearing. This afternoon, we bring to you a conversation about a most important organ of our body, something that we don't even see or we cannot even comprehend its usefulness, the kidney. Because the 14th of March, this coming Thursday, it's a day where where globally we commemorate kidney health awareness. So we are having with us our sister Ngoakoana Clara Matuba. She is a nephrology specialist nurse. She's going to talk to us about this very vital organ, and would like you to be part of this conversation. Says Ngoakoana, thank you so much for being part of Prudent Woman. We are excited to have a conversation with you this afternoon, and we believe we shall learn a lot from you, and we will never remain the same. Because as Prudent Woman, we say we bring in conversations that spark conversation wherever you are. We expect that as you are part of this conversation, of course, the 1 hour is not enough, but it sparks you. It makes you to desire to want to know more about the topic we're going to be talking about. So I invite you. This is going to be a wonderful afternoon. Says Ngoakoana, thank you very much. You are welcome to Bold Moves Radio, to the show Prudent Woman. As you greet our audience, you are welcome. Please tell us what a nephrology nurse does.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mama Rhulani Baloyi. I am so honored. I'm so blessed. I feel so honored to be part of this show today, to be sharing with us, pardon me, to be sharing with us about sorry about that, about kidney disease and kidney health and everything that is in connection with it. My name is Ngoakoana Clara Matuba. I'm a nephrology nurse specialist of 13 years. And today we'll be talking about kidney health. Let me start by giving the background on kidney, what a kidney is and what a nephrology nurse does. I, as a nephrology nurse, before I can even start giving or continuing with the conversation, I just want to give a disclaimer that I am here as an individual. I'm not representing either my previous employers or my current employer right now, because if I had to, I would have been communicated with them in that regard. But I am here as a nephrology nurse. I am here to give awareness as a scope of practice, because as a nurse, I'm not just a nurse when I'm in an institution of employment or any organization of employment. I am a nurse anytime. I'm a nurse every day. I'm a nurse in my sleep and when I'm awake. So as a nephrology nurse, it's part of my scope of practice to give awareness, to identify any risk behaviors, and to give education to the community at large, and to my fellow nurses, my fellow practitioners, either a nurse or dietitian, doctor. It doesn't really matter, honestly, because we are a multidisciplinary team. We work together towards the main objective, which is promoting health in general. So in nephrology pathway, because I'm a nurse, there's a nephrologist who is a nephrology doctor. So I am a nephrology nurse. In nephrology medicine, in nephrology pathway, medical pathway, it's a stream that deals basically with kidneys, the kidney health, and anything related with the kidneys. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sis Ngoakoana. We are looking forward to learning from you. As you said, you're going to be giving us awareness on this important organ. You know, when I was preparing for this conversation, I realized that there's a lot that we do not know about most of the organs in our body, or let me say, all the organs of our body, because, of course, we are not scientists, but we ought to have some basic knowledge about these organs. And that led me to feel maybe today's conversation, just like we did last week with hearing, we should also afford our listeners and our viewers an opportunity to assess themselves, to see if how much you know about the organ that we are talking about this afternoon. So I invite all of you, our listeners and our viewers, I just want to ask you these few questions, these two questions. Answer them honestly to yourself. If you are willing, please put them down on the comments section. We'll just want to see what are you saying about these two questions, because as we go through the conversation, our specialist will be addressing some of these questions or all of them, so that you can say at least you know something, and as well to help you to assess yourself and say, I need to do more to get more information about these things that we are talking about. So the first question that I would like to ask you is, in terms of our kidneys, do you think they are part of the reproductive system? Do you think they are part of respiratory, or they are part of the gastrointestinal system, or they are part of the urinary system? Please go ahead, put your answer on the comment section. Our kidneys, are they part of the reproductive system? Are they part of the respiratory system, or gastrointestinal system, or the urinary system? Please go ahead and answer that question. Those are the choices that you have. The second question that I have for you is, what do you think may cause or place a person at risk of having kidney disease? The choices you have is it smoking? Is it drug use, alcohol abuse, or it's high blood pressure? The things that can increase the risk of one to have kidney disease. Is it smoking? Is it drug use? Is it alcohol abuse, or high blood pressure? Please go ahead. We'll go back to those questions at the end of the show. And even yourself, I invite you, go back to the answers that you will have put down and assess yourself. Of course, I've already indicated that this coming Thursday, the 14th of March, the World Health Organization has set aside this day as a day where globally, we commemorate kidney health. And from you, says Ngoakoana, someone within this space, why do you think we ought to have a day like this set aside to create awareness?
Thank you for that question. That is a very, very, very important question. In the health ministry, the main aspect at all costs is prevention of diseases. Because why?
Mm,
We need a community. When I say we, I mean all of us. Us in the health industry, the community itself, everybody. We need a
mm,
healthy community that has a quality of life. And in the era that we are living, there are so many diseases that affect us, which kidney disease is one of them. And um, to go back a few moments, it's the international ISN, the International Society of Nephrology, together with the International Federation Kidney. They 20 years ago, 19 years ago, actually, they started this awareness campaign. It's a campaign. So
mm,
in this campaign, this year, every year, they are commemorating this day, a day in March where it's all about the kidney disease, knowledge about it, awareness, what people need to know. So every year there is a theme. This year it's about advancing the equitable access to kidney health. Advancing
mm,
equitable access, that meaning that they have got their own objectives. The main objective being that people must have the knowledge. People must know what kidneys are, what do they do, where are they situated in the body, and also the the how can I say this? The 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 community needs to know the systemic um what can I say, screening, the systemic screening. Systemic meaning that each and every time the people must be able to go and do screening. When I say screening, I mean that the checkup. That I wanted
yes.
to bring it to the level where we all understand, because the aim is,
Mm,
is to all of us to understand. So people must be able to go out there and do the screening and do the checkup, especially the high risk community. So the campaign this year, the theme is about the access, equitable access, meaning that the fair access, the access meaning people must be able to access, people must be able to know where to go when they have such issues. So going forward, the other objectives, they are actually in pertinence with the healthcare providers, us as nurses, the doctors, and everybody else, into managing, as the healthcare providers, we must know. The campaign is, are we aware of what is it that we need to teach people? Are we aware as healthcare providers as to
mm,
what tests do we need to do? So generally, the campaign this year, the theme is, it's basing it's the awareness to the community, that is the general population, and the healthcare providers. So
mm,
the World Health Organization, as I was going through the literature, the stats, they're saying we have five right now. The first five uh, non-communicable diseases. When we say non-communicable diseases, are those diseases that cannot be transferable, like
mm,
like your TBs, your hepatitis. Those are communicable diseases. When we talk about non-communicable diseases, we're talking stroke, hypertension, cancer. Those are non-communicable diseases. So the World Health Organization is saying by 2040, that is 16 years from now, chronic kidney
mm,
disease will be the fifth condition across the globe. which is scary, which is very scary, because it
Mm.
means now this condition is moving at a rate that is unacceptable. So hence
Mm.
we're having this kind of awarenesses. This kind of awarenesses, they help us know what is it that we need to do, what is it that we need to look out for, what is it that we need to, teach people about as healthcare professionals, and as community. What is it? Where is it? Where do we go when we have, or even
Yes.
when we don't have,
Mm.
just for general checkup?
Mm.
It's very critical. It's important. I hope I have answered in a way
Wow.
that is
Yeah.
satisfying.
Yeah, no. And we thank professionals like yourselves who are available to teach us about all these things, because throughout we noticed as prudent women that all these diseases, we need to be aware of them, because time and again there are risks that increases the chance of one to have them. But then again we realize that early detection is more important, because then scientists and specialists are able to assist us. And when we get to know these things, of course it helps us to improve the quality of our lives and the love on our loved ones. Thank you, Sis Ngoakoana, for being with us. We are listening to Bold Moves Radio. The show is Prudent Woman. I would like us to go on an ad break, and when we come back, we're going to be looking at this organ, the kidney, so that all of us we understand how important this organ is. Let us go on ad break.
Are you ready for the ultimate dietary powerhouse? Look no further than Masana Dietitian's Nutro Boost. Our scientifically formulated low GI food is designed to give you the boost you need to fuel your body and reach your health goals. With NutriBoost, you have the flexibility to enjoy it as a high-fiber cereal or a satisfying shake. Simply mix it with water and indulge in the mouth-watering flavors that we have to offer. But that's not all. NutriBoost is packed with essential nutrients that are beneficial for your overall well-being. Enriched with 20 immune-boosting vitamins and minerals, it's a convenient and effective way to support your immune system. And here's the best part. NutriBoost is gluten-free, egg-free, and high in omega-3, making it suitable for those with dietary restrictions or allergies. Need an energy boost? NutriBoost has you covered. It's high in energy and protein, providing you with the fuel you need to power through your day. Whether it's a busy morning or an intense workout session, say goodbye to midday slumps and hello to sustained energy with NutriBoost. Try it today and experience the difference. For orders or to become a distributor, contact us on the following details.
You are listening to Bold Moves Radio. The show is Prudent Woman with myself. I am Rhulani Baloyi. I'm your host. Today we are having a conversation with Sis Ngoakoana Clara Matuba. She is a nephrologist, a nurse specialist. She's here bringing us awareness around kidney health. Because on the 14th of March, this coming Thursday, we're globally commemorating kidney health. Sis Ngoakoana, she talked to us before we went on a break on why is it important to commemorate this day, the day we commemorate kidney health. Says Ngoakoana, I would like to invite you. Take us through what is a kidney and what is its role in a human body.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mama Rhulani. Um, Kidney is an organ. Each person, unless that person has got a congenital abnormality that is an abnormality that somebody can be born with. So
Mm.
unless we that person has got such abnormality, otherwise all of us we are born with two kidneys. The two kidneys, they are the urinary system organs. They are the core. That is where the urine is being formed. The two kidneys, they are fist size. They are differ slightly in size. The other one is upper than the other one. They are situated at the back. You see, let me give us the imaginary, because I cannot stand up and show you, but uh, the backbone. So there is one kidney on the left, and there is another one on the right, towards the back. They are not in the front. They are not in the up. They are not like situated in the anterior, like in the yeah in the front part. They are in the back part, at the lower part. Thank you very much,
Okay.
Mama Rhulani. You see, so there's one on the left side of the backbone, one on the right side of the backbone. So each kidney has got so many blood vessels, you know,
Mm.
it has got so many millions, so many blood vessels. It's highly vasculated. Why? So that the blood can flow through each kidney. How much of the blood is flowing through kidney per minute? Like between now 1622 and 1623, each kidney of mine would have 200 mils, more like a cup, would have passed through the kidney. So as the heart pumps the blood out, it goes through the body, it goes to the kidney for purification. I want to put it in a language that we can all understand. For
Mm.
filtration, for purification, for filtration, for sifting. So the core elements in the kidney, which are the nephrons, those there are millions and millions. Those are the filters. So what happens is blood passes through. It goes into the kidney. It passes through those filters into the inside the glomerulus. So let's not dwell too much into the medical terminology, but let's have an imaginary picture of a sift, therefore, where the blood will
Mm.
be coming inside the kidney and it's being sieved out. It moves through the membrane that allows the movement of the fluid, the blood, and some of these the minerals that are needed in the body, and the toxins. So as the blood is filtered, it filters, urine is formed, meaning the excess fluid is formed, it goes down. Now we're going to pass it as urine. All right.
Mm.
Now that
Mm.
urine, it passes out with the toxins, the poisonous substances, whatever waste product that the body has used. Now the product is not needed. It goes out with the urine, and then we pass it out with the urine. So when there is a kidney injury, that sift gets clogged. Am I giving the are we clear on that, Mama Rhulani?
Yes.
I want
Yeah.
us to have a picture of what is happening inside the kidney. So every minute, plus minus 200 mils passes through the kidney, passes through the sift, it's sifted, and then the clean blood goes back into the body, and then the dirty blood, the dirty waste product, the dirty secretions, the dirty waste products, toxins
Mm.
that are not needed, they are now sifted through into the urinary system, going down, and then we pass it out. Then I feel, no, I need to pee, then I pee out. When I pee out, I'm peeing out the excess water that is the body doesn't need, and the
Mm.
toxins that the body doesn't need. The body took out what it needed, and then now the waste is going out. I'm clear on
Mm.
that one.
So, there's
Now,
Ngoakoana, in terms of the question we asked our viewers and our listeners, they are
yes,
correct. Those of the viewers who said it's part of the urinary system, they are
it is part
correct.
of, yes, they are part of,
And
that when you were asking that question, Mama Rhulani, uh, it sounds very light, very,
mm,
very light. Like somebody can take it very light. With my 13 years of experience, to this day, we still get the question that uh, when somebody is now affected with this, sister, will I have kids? Sister, can now
Yes.
you see now it is because the urine is parallel to the reproduct. We all using the, let me just be layman's language. We all using
Yeah.
the vagina to pee. We all using the penis to pee. So we feel sorry. I'm a medical person. For
Mm,
understanding, we call organs the way they are. Um, so it somebody gets it confused that because
mm,
now they're saying I can no longer pee, it means I won't be able to have kids. I won't be able, to be intimate for those that are married and stuff. It's a
mm,
it's a question that might be overlooked, but we very often get such questions, and I'm glad that you brought it up. So yes,
mm.
they are. Our listeners are very,
They
and
are
I'm glad that we are
urinary system.
participating.
Mm,
Yes.
mm. Thank you so much. And as I said, the time that we have is not enough. And as
Mm,
prudent women, we bring in conversations to spark conversation within yourself as a
yeah.
prudent woman. I would like us to move forward, understanding that a kidney, let's take it simple, it's a filter. It comes
Yes.
to sift all the
Mm-hmm.
dirty things, sends them the other side, and blood let it come back and circulate in your body. And we
Yes.
know blood is what gives us life as
Yes.
human beings, and as in anything, as a living organism, because even
Yes.
animals is the same thing. I would like us
Mm,
to look at the risks that increases us having or developing kidney diseases.
um. You know, diabetes mellitus and hypertension remains, those two conditions. They remain the leading causes globally.
Mm,
You go to Jamaica, you go to, UK, you go to Saudi Arabia, you go to Ghana, you go to wherever, you go to Botswana,
mm,
hyper, diabetes mellitus and hypertension. These two conditions, if they are not put under control, I repeat,
mm,
if they are not put under control, they increase the risk of disease progression. Meaning that if the disease was supposed to go at the speed of 1, 2, now it will go faster because of that risk, because of the conditions are not being controlled. Meaning that if all of us, if any of us has got those conditions, we need to make sure that, if it's a blood pressure, it's under control. If it's
mm,
a diabetes, it's under control. Another risk, causative risk, is obesity, lifestyle. So every other thing will now fall into lifestyle. The
mm,
smoking, the abuse of drugs. The Why am I dwelling on this? Let me put this out there, Mama Rhulani. I have, oh, I get emotional when I speak about this. I have had opportunity to nurse people with chronic kidney disease, with kidney disease
mm,
generally. Trust me, the quality of life is it's massively affected. So it is
mm,
very,
mm,
very, very important for our listeners to not just listen for themselves, to teach. And so we are learning so that we can teach and spread the gospel, so that we
mm,
contain the spread at which the disease now is moving. Because if it is said that by WHO, World Health Organization, by 2040 will be the fifth, I mean, the condition will be the fifth uh, globally. It means now the
mm,
speed at the rate at which it's moving, it's faster. Now, coming back to the question, what are the risks that are? It's our lifestyle. Look, I
mm,
am I am aware. We are aware. When I say we, I'm generalizing the healthcare providers. I like to believe. I assume that what I believe is what others are believing. That compliance is one of the hardest element. The moment they tell you, Mama Rhulani, to say, don't take sugar, I'm telling you,
mm,
every single fiber of you will need sugar. So
mm,
it's critical that we allow ourselves to adjust, in a way that we can, until we reach the goal. So what are we adjusting? We are adjusting our lifestyle. So if
mm,
I'm taking, I'm abusing drugs, because some of these things are not easy to just leave. So I must
mm,
be able to reduce until I get to a point where I can say to myself, now I'm no longer using drugs the way I was. Because with
mm,
drugs, somebody, when I say drugs, might think of the people that we're seeing on the street, and that is what comes as a drug. Look, when
mm,
I'm saying drugs, I am referring to as simple as our pain medication, our
mm,
non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. That is our Brufens and Indocid, and that class. Because excessive
mm,
take of such drugs can cause, in the long run, our kidneys to be clogged, and then the sift is no longer sifting the way it's supposed to sift. So it's the
mm, mm,
alcohol, and it's the use, and also the use of, lastly, the use of, this is what I want to bring to the table, the use of uh, non regulated traditional herbs.
mm, 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 mm,
I'm a law abiding citizen. I know what the law says about, the interaction of the Western and the traditional medicine. So
mm,
we still advise people that people must know themselves. Before I can take anything, I must be having, the baseline of,
mm,
if the doctor has hence it is said, now is the interrelation of two aspects, two medicines, so that people must know, when I say I'm taking this whatever thing, is it
mm,
safe for my kidneys? For
mm,
the sake of today's topic, I'll talk about kidneys, because such can affect any part of the body. So is this safe for my kidneys? Can I take it? How much of it can I take? And who is
mm,
such kind of, as a person, I must have the five whys main. The why am I taking? The who is supposed to take? When should I take? Why, which, when,
mm,
before I
mm,
can
mm,
take anything. So
mm,
basically, yes,
mm,
the risks are those, but those three are the main risk factors:
mm,
diabetes, hypertension, and obesity. So, and then it is
mm,
followed by all these other risks
mm,
that are in connection with the lifestyle modification: not exercising, eating junk
mm,
food, not controlling my weight, just abusing drugs,
And what's coming out very clear as Ngoakoana, which I believe, and I see even some of our listeners and our viewers here on the comments are saying, it's understanding that drugs are not only illegal drugs, but even drugs that you get from a, a medical a drugstore like your pharmacy and all that are drugs. And what's coming out very clear from what you were saying when you compared the use of traditional and your medical medicines, we should appreciate the fact that in terms of scientific medication that we get from a pharmacy, at least there's some sort of regulations that regulation that they follow, and some level of research. And as she said, it's important. And not to, when we refer to traditional medication, today, we have a whole lot of things that, most especially us as women, we hear that they can help you. Not only that it's from a traditional healer, like we classify them in the other thing, but even those things that we tell each other, go and harvest alu and this, how much of it you are supposed to take. Like she said, the five whys. And it's very important. Thank you, Sesungakwana, for bringing in that element. And I see most of our listeners and our viewers are also saying. They were not aware that, even such things, when we talk drug abuse, we're talking even drugs which are legal in terms of our legal regulations. Thank you very much. I would like us to go on an ad break, and you'll agree an hour it's not enough. We cannot talk about all these things, but I believe as prudent women, we are taking note of these things, and we are part of this conversation so that we can empower ourselves and improve the quality of life for ourselves and our loved ones. It's no use for you to wake up and go up and down and work when you're not going to have a good quality life. And you can only have that when you understand how this body that you have been given, the temple of the Lord, is supposed to be taken care of so that you can enjoy being here on earth. Thank you. Let us go on an ad break.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. Streaming 24/7. 24/7.
Bold Moves Radio.
Bold Moves Radio.
Afrika nakupenda sana, oh Afrika nakupenda sana.
You are listening to Bold Moves Radio. The show is Prudent Woman with myself. I'm Rhulani Baloyi. I am your host. This afternoon, I have with me Ngoakoana Clara Matuba. She is a nephrology nurse specialist. She is here talking to us about kidney health. We have heard how we can increase the risk of developing diseases that are related to our kidneys. And at times, we often felt or think they are far-fetched, this is something that cannot affect me, when we're told about eating, exercising, and keeping our bodies healthy. And one thing that I've come to learn, Ngoakoana, throughout as we go on with our episodes in Prudent Woman, was to understand that early detection in terms of diseases is the most important thing. Then, obviously, it may be difficult if I'm not a medical practitioner to be able to notice the signs that may be presenting themselves to me as signs that there's a problem with my kidneys. But the reason we have specialists like you is so that one can go to them and check and find out what is happening. What will you advise us in terms of checking our kidneys? What is the process that one needs to do, and where should I go to check the healthiness of my kidneys, and how often must that be done?
Thank you very much for that question, Mama Rhulani. Look, I'll start by, I'm not going to dwell much on an individual checking if their kidneys are working or not. You know why? Because kidney disease has got stages, stage 1 to 5. And the purpose of this kind of talk is for awareness. So I'd rather talk about where to go. Why? Because today, especially, we are commemorating, like this month, it's about the access. People need to know where they need to go. But before I can go there, let me give you the brief explanation of why am I saying for one to check their own kidneys might not be as effective. Because number one, the stages is stage 1 to 5. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, 4, and 5. You see? So of these stages, the time that somebody will see that I think I have a problem is when they are in stage 3 in most cases. And that will be moderate. And the reason why I'm saying we might not even see is because the symptoms thereof are not as different as any other symptom. We have nausea and vomiting, we have skin itching, we have tiredness, we have, there are no specific signs that will show you that, no man, I think my kidneys are not, and you might not even feel any pain in the back where I said the kidneys are. So it's only towards the end of stage 4 and stage 5 that you will see the obvious signs. That's when now the appetite will go, and now the urine will not come out. That's when one will see, I man, something is not right with my urine. So will not know that the problem is with the kidneys. The urine is not coming out, and the person now is swelling up because the water is not coming out. Now the difficulty in breathing. Why? Because the water that is supposed to come out is not coming out. Now it's distributing itself into other organs where it's not even supposed to be there, like in the lungs. In the lungs, we need air in there. No fluid is supposed to be there. But if the fluid is not coming out somehow, it will distribute. It will go into the lungs. It will go into the head, into the brain, like into the compartments of the head. It will go into the heart. The heart will not pump as it's supposed to, and then those toxins, they will try to come out from any orifice. That's why sometimes others will start now vomiting, and then others will see the skin being white. It's the salt, the minerals, the toxins are trying to come out through the skin. So you see, at that stage, we are at the stage where it's most probably the end stage, where now the person will need the renal replacement therapy, that is your dialysis and stuff, and organ transplant, kidney transplant. So uh, let me start by, let me say, the safest way. We are in South Africa. We have a free health system. Going to the clinic is free. So if I go to the clinic for those who cannot afford going to the private doctors and stuff, if I go to the clinic, and I can get access of the simplest test, that is the urine test. The urine test, when the sisters in the clinic, when they do the urine test, they can detect that in that urine there is something that is not supposed to be there. The quality of this urine is not as it is expected. So you might find that there is blood in the urine, blood that you and I are not seeing with naked eye, but as they use the test there, it shows the blood. And then the kidneys, remember we spoke about the filters, the sift. So the sift, there are elements that are allowed to pass through there. There are elements that are not allowed to pass through there. So if elements like protein, albumin, it's protein is a big element, it's a big molecule. So if it passes through that, it means now the holes in the filter, in the sieve, are bigger because of the disease process. Now they got bigger. So when they test in the clinic, they will see the protein in the urine. So they will know. We don't expect to find protein in the urine. So when we find the protein in the urine, it means there is something wrong in the kidneys. You see, it is the simple test that takes a minute or two, but that simple test can save our life. So also another thing, to prevent, like I said earlier on, if I know that I have uh, any condition that is putting me at risk, I don't want to just talk about hypertension and diabetes mellitus, because there are so many other conditions that can predispose. It's just that we spoke about those two because they are the leading causes. We have our SLEs. SLEs is systemic lupus, yeah, the SLEs. So systemic erythemas, lupus erythemas is the condition that where the body now, the immunity is attacking its own body, like my own immunities are taking my own body cells. There, it can affect any system. It can affect the kidneys, the heart, the skin, any system. So if one has got SLE, it's important that those people, they are classified as the risk community now, they need to go and do uh, what can I say, regulated regular checks. So the risk community, when we speak about the risk population, is anyone who has got a condition that can predispose them to kidney disease. Our HIV positive people with or that are taking, whether taking medication for HIV, ARVs, or they are not taking, because the medication itself in the past, it could, because when I say in the past, it's because HIV is one of the conditions that are dynamic. Even the treatment is dynamic. So in the past, the medication used to affect the kidneys massively. So it's important for the risk population to go for 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 the health checkup. So going to the clinic, do the health checkup, even to the private institutions, who those who can afford. Then in the clinic, if they find something that is deviating from what we normally expect, then that's when they will refer that particular person to the for further investigation and management of that condition.
You know, with what you're saying, Ngoakoana, it makes me to realize something, that maybe looking at us as a nation, South Africa, you know, our ignorance of not wanting to use medical services in time, but taking everything light, presents us to find certain things at a late stage, like what you are saying, to say you if you are going to start noticing that certain things are not right in terms of kidney disease, it's likely to be at stage 5, and it presents a problem where you are not able to deal with it. But imagine a situation where, as a nation, we care about ourselves. I would like also to believe we will relieve our health as system from the burden that it's having now. Because now we're doing crisis management. So you can see it starts with you and I.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't start with any other person. We keep on saying our health system is not useful and all that, because we bring ourselves to the attention of the health system when it's too late, and we want them to perform things that are beyond them. But if all of us listening this afternoon to this wonderful woman talking to us about kidney health, we can take it upon ourselves. How many of us have we gone for a urine test? How many of us, at least we say in a year, we are going for a health checkup, a round health checkup? We don't do that. We come from a background that says you must go to consult when something is wrong. We cannot continue with that narrative. We say, as prudent women, we take intentional decisions, and we want to improve the quality of life for ourselves and our loved ones. And I invite you this afternoon, please, let us go out and let us care about ourselves. Let us make it a point to say, this body, I must look after it. We do not drive our cars day in, day out and not take them to the manufacturer, isn't it? We drive it, and time and again we take it to the technicians and say, please check the tires, please check the oil. So even this body, we must start doing that. Thank you, Sis Ngoakoana, to have people like yourselves. You know, the time is not on our side, but when we talk of any medical condition, I do not want us to leave out this question, which is very important, because it says to us, once we know, we are able to look back and see, are we at risk? What can one do? When we talk kidney diseases, is it something that one can inherit from their bloodline?
Thank you for the question. Look, there are conditions that predispose as anyone to kidney disease. So conditions like kidney stones, if one in a family has got a kidney stone, it's very likely that the part of that family, somebody in that family might develop them. Conditions like, some are the predisposing. You see, our hypertension and diabetes mellitus, those are hereditary conditions. So somebody in that family, if I have those conditions, it means my family, my children, and my 3 generations going down there are at risk of having such conditions. The lupus, like I said earlier on, those are and cancer. If one has got cancer, we've got cancer in the family, it has got the tendency of most being inherited. Now, with cancer, it chooses where it decides to go and lodge. So it can come and lodge in my kidneys. And now we talking now cancer and kidney disease all at the same time. So there are conditions. There are actually more, just
Yeah.
to we're sparking the conversation, and people must go and check.
Mm. Yes, of course, because of time, we cannot go through all of them. But with what you are saying again, it's very important, even when we talk about kidney health, for you as an individual to know and understand the medical history within your family. This, it's coming time and again, says Ngoakoana, that to me, it seems everything in terms of health, you must know what has happened within your family, and you must keep records of who you are. You must know yourself, what you are going through, so that you can be able to be in a position to know how to respond. This it's it's a very important thing. We spoke about it previously within the program, to say it's important for you to also respond appropriately when questions are asked by medical practitioners. And something that we tend to just, you answer for the sake of having answered. They will ask you these
Mm.
questions. Is there someone within the family who ever had kidney stones? Maybe they've seen what you were telling us earlier about, to say
Mm.
they want to be able to establish whether you are in a higher risk of developing such a disease. So it's very important. Prudent Woman, I cannot thank you enough for being part of this program, because together, me, myself included, we are learning, and we will become prudent women who take intentional decisions for ourselves and our loved ones, because we have realized quality of health and decisions that we take in totality impacts our lives. And it is when we are informed that indeed we'll be able to take rational decisions that will impact us positively. Says Ngoakoana, our time is gone, but I would like to check with you, being in this space, being a specialist within this space, and having said to us in 2040, this disease will be the fifth highest disease that we are faced with as globally. What are the trends that you are noticing within the medical fraternity when it comes to kidney health?
Um, thank you for the question. The trend, I can just give one word, actually two. The trend is that it is the disease is growing at the speed that, if we are not careful as a nation, it will get out of control. It will get out of control, and it takes us, it takes each and every one of us, me included, you included, the community included, everyone, the healthcare practitioners, primary level, tertiary level, academic level, to make sure that we prevent the spread, we prevent the disease progress, like the speed at which the disease is going. So basically, because I cannot pinpoint one factor,
Mm,
because it's everything is interrelated. Today
mm,
you see, but in my previous life as a nephrology nurse, what I've realized, it's that people come when they are in the last stage. where they need renal replacement. And in our communities, people are not as yet acquainted with the element of organ donation. We have our own things, we want to go with all our organs and everything. So it's better that we prevent, because when it gets to the point where I see it normally at by the time the person comes to the hospital, it's at the point of no reverse. It's at the point of no correction. So it's important that we prevent. It's important that we prevent by making sure that all the things that we've been talking about reducing the risk factors, we take note of that, and we allow ourselves to take care of that.
Thank you very much. This is Prudent Woman. You are listening to Bold Moves Radio. When we started the show, I invited all of you who are watching us or listening to us to respond to two questions. That was to ask what the kidneys are part of: reproductive, respiratory, gastrointestinal, or urinary system. And the second question was what we think increases the risk of developing kidney disease, which was smoking, drug use, or alcohol abuse, or high blood pressure. And I have those who were bold enough to respond to our comment section. I see Nyeleti, she said it's part of the urinary system, together with Pastor Joylene. And as we were going through the session with Ngoakoana, she did comment to say, yes, it's part of the urinary system. And when you have been diagnosed with kidney disease, you should understand that that does not affect your capability to become pregnant, because it's not part of the reproductive system. It's just that it's related. And the second question was about the risks that increases the chances of one developing kidney disease. And I see Pastor Joylene saying high blood pressure. Yes, that was correct. And I see Bukosi saying alcohol abuse. Yes, that is true. And I see here a comment before we end, because our time is gone, from Tedim Timkulu saying, truly, this program plays an important role in the universe. I have learned a lot today. I'll go test out my kidneys, which is a urine test from the medical facility through consultations of checkups. Says Ngoakoana, this is a way of our viewers and our listeners saying, thank you very much. It was a wonderful session. They have learned a lot. Even myself, one should do a urine test time and again. And thank you. We need not wait until we reach the stage 5. There is no reason for one to develop a disease, but the symptoms, they can be found out earlier, and then processes can be done upon you by medical practitioners to help you to reverse that condition that wants to introduce itself to your body. Thank you very much to all of you who are being part of this conversation. Would like to say thank you. I trust that we have learned today, and it's not going to end here. We're going to spark conversation. We're going to talk to the next person. Let us take care of ourselves. It's upon all of us. Let us reduce the burden on our health system by being proactive. Let us not go when it is too late and we blame the health system. We should also be able to take the blame upon ourselves, because we are not informed, or we do not give an opportunity to have information like what Ngoakoana has given us this afternoon. Ngoakoana, thank you very much. Before we end the show, I would like to give you an opportunity to say anything as you bid our listeners and our viewers farewell, anything that you feel we did not talk about that is very important when we talk about the health of a kidney.
It will not just be about the health of the kidney, it's about the program itself. Time and again, we learn so much from different professionals talking, and it's for free. I would urge people to be part of this program every Sunday at 4, because it's from the health, the finance, every aspect. It's critical that we take care of that. Also, lastly, is where can we go and find the information? It's from the National Kidney Foundation. It's free. It's a free website, National Kidney Foundation. We go there, we will get all the information that we need. Also, from the organ donation, South Africa, is about the organ donation. Also, people must know where to go. Local clinics. You get to the local clinics, you talk. No one can deny us such services because they are out there. Urging people that we make use of that. And then on Thursday in Polokwane, I think Retabile Clinic, there will be a screening. Whoever is around Polokwane, Retabile Clinic, there will be people that will be giving awareness on kidney disease and making the screening. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ngoakoana. And as you're talking about organ donation, I signaled here, reminding Prudent women that last year we had a session on organ donation, something that is linked to this, because of course we'll have those who get to stage 5 and they need someone to donate a kidney. And she's asking, since that last episode, have you given it a thought? Have you signed up to be an organ donor? And of course, it's not something that one is forced, but when you understand and you want to give someone quality of life, when you yourself will no longer be around, or you feel you can still go on with just one, it's something to consider. Thank you very much, Ngoakoana. Have a wonderful afternoon. And of course, she has invited us. I would like to believe even other medical facilities on that day, the 14th of March, they will be having a screening for kidneys. Like she has said, we are having one. If you are around Polokwane at Retabile, they will be having such a campaign. Please, these are things to take care of. And I know that private institutions as well, they always go all out to create awareness and even give a free service just for that day. But if you do not know, you can never be part of, you can never take advantage of an opportunity. But it's when you are informed. So knowledge is power. Let us go out and get more informed about the aspects of this life. Thank you to all of us who are watching us. This was Prudent Woman. We come to you, as Ngoakoana said, we are here every Sunday from 4 o'clock and we talk on different topics because we say a woman needs to have all the information to become prudent so that she takes intentional decisions. Thank you very much to our technical team. DJ Messi, thank you very much. And our executive producer, Pastor Strike Mangani, would like to say thank you. And of course, as we bid you farewell, just after this session at 5:30 here on Bold Moves Radio, we are having the Living Word with our favorite pastor, Pastor Fidama Tebula. And on Tuesday, we have the African Experience with a pair with a story to tell. Thank you. Have a blessed week ahead. And make sure that on the 14th, you go to your closest medical facility to check out if they are giving out information more on kidneys or they have got free screening taking place. Thank you. Have a blessed week.
Streaming 24/7. 24/7.
Bold Moves Radio.
Bold Moves Radio.
Afrika nakupenda sana, oh Afrika nakupenda sana.